it's now all on Dealy Die as the Zafir to pick up this kill and to pick up this round for his team. But he's got the diffuser in hand. He's got about a minute. There's nothing left in the lifeline. He has got a claymore at his disposal, so maybe you're going to get somebody who's getting a little bit confident on a run out or a rotation. But it looks as though Ouroboros are pretty keen on this, and it does look as though they want to win this round, so they're not going to be peeking anything that they don't have to. Shots now coming in from both angles, and Dealy Die is going to choose to pressure Mad Mouse in the pantry, although Mad Mouse decides, no, I'm going to pick up the pistol kill onto you, and that is going to be all she wrote for round number 2.
Great plays from Ouroboros there, taking it 2-0 and putting themselves in a commanding lead on their own map, having taken the first one bank from Dave Esports. So this is quickly swinging in favour of Ouroboros. They've won the first 2 rounds, and Dave need to really start thinking about stopping this bleeding. But very, very good plays there. You had Mad Mouse up in drum, just holding that vertical angle from the corner there. They were unable to move Mad Mouse as the castle for quite a long time. And then Joe with that quick double kill, including a run out onto the sledge, just out of the hole that had been created in Geisha, but not really used. From they opened it up, they cleared the mirror out, as we said, but then didn't really use it much further than that because the push was going downstairs through sort of pantry area. And great plays from Ouroboros.
I mean, you mentioned it earlier, but for me, standout play, Mad Mouse, that vertical play in drum as Castle, unbelievably managed to get her down and take a ton of health off a couple of people that were kind of pressuring that downstairs double door that goes into I forget the name of the room, but it's sort of on the south side of the building. Is it like stacks or something like that? Like it's almost like an entranceway, like a lobby or something.
Yeah, it's sort of rear elevators.
Yeah, rear elevators. You'll know it. But yeah, the angle that you can get down there from a floor up in drum is just unbelievable. It looks as though that's the kind of area that Mad Mouse is going to be choosing to play this time as well.
Why wouldn't you after so much success on the last one? But as we've said so many times before, you have to be careful with that sort of repetition, because potentially Dave Esports will look to just pressure that immediately. In goes the drone, so they're looking to put pressure on Terrace. And as we saw, Geisha has been opened up widely, but Castle, Mad Mouse is just going to hold there in drum and just stay in behind there. Will he get a peek onto anybody's feet? He surely knows that they're coming, but he's going nowhere. He's just going to get himself onto the little roof there. Oh, and that could be a bad error. That is unfortunate, just losing a couple of those Hibana pellets. And oh, it goes from bad to worse. Trying to make a decision just to fix things up there, but as you can see, 2 Hibana rounds used to only open up a small window that I'm pretty sure isn't even going to be crawlable once prone.
That's the unpredictability of the X-Kairos. You know, they have been reworked and they are a lot better than they used to be, but it's still a gamble, and especially when you get a teammate running across like that. Crying there, looking to pick up his first kill, manages to get 2 back-to-back. Feral and Gomfrey going to be off the table. Twitch and Ash no longer in play. Although Jesus making the best of a bad situation, he's able to open that mirror. Peter there going to pick up another one onto Dealy Die. Dave Esports are falling apart here as Heisenberg picks up a kill onto Zach, and it is now all down to Jesus. He is able to crawl through that hole, but he's not going to want to. It's, you know, you've got real limited movement in that kind of a prone, and he's not able to do too much with it. Mad Mouse manages to pick up the final kill onto Jesus. That's a flawless round, I believe, for Ouroboros, and they are absolutely dominating on Skyscraper.
I think a lot of that comes down to that Hibana error. I don't want to pile too much onto it, but you've got a teammate runs in front of him, which loses 2 pellets on the first round, which then causes him to try and take a shot at evening that out and creating a big enough crawl space. But in doing so, I think 3 of them then catch the floor, unfortunately. So that's why we only saw 3 of them stick on there, and it just creates a situation whereby they couldn't open Geisha up sufficiently to get in there, and that forced more weight onto Terrace. Meanwhile, Crying on that Jaeger roam just comes from behind on the work off his side, picks up 2 kills, and then walks away with his life. And from there on, it just fell apart.
See, this is why Skyscraper is a bit of a weird one, because it really does feel like a map of 2 halves. We've so far played in Kitchen Barbecue and Tea Room Karaoke. That's the side that we've played in. There's not been a lot of play at all over on the work office side, and because of that, Crying's just able to use that as just almost like a safe haven to hide out at the early stage of the round and make a late rotation, or make a rotation, you know, throughout the round in. And I think that's why Skyscraper is almost a bit of a weird one, because the rotation on it just doesn't seem so fluid for a defender.
10
But
seconds to go.
you are able to take advantage of most of the side of the map because the attackers don't pressure it.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, like you say, just go, you know, just go over there and just hang out for a bit. If they don't drone and pressure it, then you can just, you know, wait for your moment. But like you say, so whilst the rotations themselves might not be lightning quick, it's certainly possible to hide yourself out and just do it later on in the round. But
I think it's just a large area of the map to try and clear as an attacker. You know, if you want to try and clear work office, you want to commit 2 people to it, a couple of drones, and that time can really quickly run away with you.
yeah, it does. It just, like you say, you can easily lose a minute and a half just by trying to clear that side of the map. And then if they haven't put anybody over there, or if they put one person over there, you can come away with a minute and a half, and all you've got is 1 kill to show for it. But looking at best, yeah. Looking to this round, we've got Zach just pressuring the bathroom window there with Thatcher, and he's going to be looking to potentially move into restaurant, but he's got Heisenberg holding a tight angle on that restaurant wall, just looking to hold him off. So if he hears that jump in, I'm sure he's going to be all over him. And we have got Sledge, Feral on the Sledge there, just looking to move in and pressure. Drum potentially with that vertical angle just through the window, but he will get no joy.
So that's a really nice angle there from Feral. He's obviously recognised that Mad Mouse has dominated the drum area, and he's you know, figured an angle or remembered how to peak that area in particular, because he's known that you know, Mad Mouse has been playing so dominant in there. The C4 toss is going to miss, unfortunately, from Joe, and I'm not sure if he took a bit of damage in the process. Don't think he did. I think Ash maybe shot that one. But yeah, great reaction play there from Feral, just kind of locking off drum a little bit, and he does get a little peek onto Peter downstairs, but doesn't quite manage to get the kill. Really narrow window of opportunity there, as Gomfy is challenging Joe, I believe, on that mirror in Tea Room, and Joe's in a bit of a sticky situation there. He did have a C4 earlier, but unfortunately did lose it, so that would have been the perfect thing right about now. But they're playing these mirrors the other way, if you will.
How's about that for some teamwork? Joe just popping up and taking out the glass from Mad Mouse by shooting it from the other side. Heisenberg getting a kill onto Zach. So it looks like that drum push has been halted for the time being. Feral with the kill onto Crying, though, to bring us to 4v3. And it's going to be now be all up to the attackers to start moving towards site with only 40 seconds to go. Joe, I think, is still holding on in Tea Room and looking to stop any further pressure coming from that half of the map upstairs. And he's done fantastically well so far. And as I'm saying that, he gets another kill onto Dealey. Feral picking up the kill onto Heisenberg, so that's Feral's second, but Peter will move in and get Jesus, leaving Feral in a 1 versus 3. It's going to have to be an ace from Feral, but Peter getting his second kill. Last one alive again. He's always there at the end, as we say, and that is another great round from Ouroboros, and they are giving us a real masterclass on defending Skyscraper, and that will leave them 4-0.
That's the word right there, masterclass. If they come out of their defensive phase on Skyscraper, bear in mind this is their map. You know, as if you needed reminding at this stage. If they come out 5-0 on their defensive phase, that is going to be fantastic. You know, they've managed to dominate both bomb sites that they've chosen to defend, and there's really been no opening for Dave Esports to, you know, do much about it. I think Dave Esports has still got 2 guys on 0 kills, so, you know, it just goes to show that they really are struggling to get these frags, and the Ouroboros are able to put themselves in much superior positions to, you know, give themselves the advantage. And I really think it's down to their positioning that, you know, is giving them this. And it does just go to show how, you know, they've obviously spent a lot of time on Skyscraper, and this bandit band's just gone by the by.
So we're moving into another T hold now. As we can see from the score, Ouroboros yet to be beaten on the defensive phase, so showing a true understanding of this map. Even without the bandit, they're still able to hold out from Geisha and everywhere else that they need to. So that Geisha wall just getting opened up again, and I think that's been one of the keys to them defending it. As we said earlier on, it's just if you can't have Geisha, then stop anybody else having it. And you do that by opening it up and just offering no protection once you get in there, and then you can hold angles and take anybody out. And that just seems to really put off anybody. They've not approached it in any great weight of numbers, where normally you might expect them to send, you know, 3 or even 4 through to clear Geisha out and to base your attack from there. But we've been seeing them maybe applying 1 person to the attack on Geisha.
I'd like to maybe see a Blackbeard played at Geisha window to try and tackle that, because Blackbeard's a fantastic operator to kind of look through, and you've got that little bit more protection with the shield. So, you know, why not maybe play one, you know, Blackbeard at that window? You can get the advantage of the long line of sight, and you could really do some damage, because, you know, in reality, you don't really want to be jumping into Geisha with that wall open the way that it is, but Crying, he's just going to save his life, I guess, down there. Two players from Dave Esports come in, and Gonfi rushes up the stairs and manages to pick up a quick kill. So Dave Esports clearly going from a point of aggression this time, and they're looking to get an early advantage onto Ouroboros, and they have done just that with only a minute off the clock. They've managed to pick up a big kill onto Crying as ever being a very successful roamer in this game, and you know, losing him pretty early on is going to hurt them somewhat.
5v4 in favour of Dave Esports then. Can they come through and take the first attacking round from Ouroboros on Skyscraper? But even if they can, it's still not going to leave them in the best position. But Joe Madmouse stepping up with 2 quick kills and turning that numbers advantage back in their favour. But Dearly Die evens it up with a kill onto Madmouse. So that brings us to 3v3. We've got Castle and Jaeger off the board, whilst we've got Hibana and Ash off the board on the other side. Peter taking the kill onto Feral. So that leaves us 3v2. The attackers with it all to do, and only a Thatcher and a Twitch left, so not even much variation in terms of the abilities that they can bring to the table, both doing very similar with the electronic destruction. They've no hard breach options, so they are going to have to work with what they've got, and it's going to possibly be a case of looking to the windows. But that being said, Dearly Die just moving in and getting the down onto Joe there. Zach finishing the kill, so that's going to bring us to a 2v2. But don't be fooled, this isn't going to be no mean feat for Dave Esports from here. As I've said, no hard breaches, so they are going to have to push doors and windows. All single doors and windows on these objectives, which makes it extremely difficult. But Dearly Die moving round, rotating to T-room window, it looked like to me, and it's going to be a case of just waiting. Peter and Heisenberg, Ella and Mirror just waiting for the attack to come. 28 seconds, so there's plenty of time yet. Diffuser in hand with Zach, and they just need to hold those angles patiently, wait for the sound cues, which they are doing. They've now moved into it. Looks like they're committing to a planting karaoke, possibly. Zach getting the first kill onto Heisenberg. There we have missed shots from Peter. Dearly Die moves out with the feedback from where the shots came from and gets the kill, so that will take the first attacking round for Dave Esports, leaving us 4 versus 1 as we switch rotation, and Dave will move on to the defense.
Dave Esports have left themselves a lot to do on this defense, and I hope they were paying attention to Ouroboros' position there, because, you know, that really was a masterclass, as you said. Bit of a tough one that last round. I really felt like it was going to go Ouroboros' way, purely because of, like you said, the operators that were left on the board. They left no option for those castle barricades to be destroyed, and I thought those castles were going to play a bigger role than they did. But coming in through karaoke window was obviously the play of the day, and we are going to see Joe bring out a Monty. We've seen Joe pick the Monty before, and it's kind of been a bit hit or miss. I'd much prefer him on the book, although Madmouse has chosen the book. Peter there opting for the Blackbeard. Usually we do see him on Hibana, I believe. Bit of a role swap. No hard destruction.
Yeah, you know that I love that book. Getting underneath on the T-room objective and just open up particularly those little hidey holes behind the gold bars there, back in that corner that everybody loves to hide in so much. Get into restaurant and just open that up vertically. But no book this time, so we will... Oh, sorry, there is a book this time, so I would like to see that happen. Sorry, I misinterpreted what you were saying. Actually, you were saying Joe had not gone on book himself. So let's see if Book can get down there and get some vertical kills. Joe on the Monty. Where is that going to come from is my wonder, because there's no doorways as such to move through with Monty, so it does require a vault to get into sight if you're going to protect the plant, which obviously drops his shield for the time being, but they could possibly do that through T-room single window maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, because it, you know, taking a Monty says you're going to plant. You know, this is their map. We've seen how successful they've been on defense. I imagine that they've got a very solid idea of how they would like to get a plant down. It's just whether Dave Esports have set up in a way that's going to allow that. So yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen. Like you say, single window on T-Room perhaps. You know, that's it's always a bit of a favourite, isn't it? I guess. But you know, we've got some smoke grenades. We've possibly got a C4 on the Gonfi Mute. We've almost definitely got a C4 on Daily Die on that mirror. So it is going to be a difficult one, and I'd like to see where this Monty ends up playing and how it pans out.
Let's see then if Ouroboros can apply that knowledge of Skyscraper and get the wins on the attack as well as the defence, or is it just that the defence is easier on Skyscraper? I'm sure we're about to find out, but I can't imagine that it's that the defence is easier, especially with no Bandit in play. But once again, it seems that Geisha is not being overly pressured, but as I commented on, we've got Mad Mouse in there opening up that restaurant ceiling with the book, so that's just going to deny some of those hiding areas that they've got in the tea rooms. And very close there, crying, getting away with his life, just peeking the mute but moving back just in time before those shots came in. And now the Monty is just going to probably go and apply a little bit of pressure and have a look and see what they are dealing with. He can see the mute in front of him who threatens him with the C4, but no major toss comes out yet, but he manages to get it onto the wall behind. Gonfi with the C4 onto Joe, gets the kill onto Crying as well, so that's Ash and Monty off the board very quickly, but Peter comes back with a kill of his own onto Zach, so that takes the smoke off the board. That could be an important operator down at this stage with still a minute left, but the diffuser is down and they're going to have to retrieve it from Gonfi, who is already on a 2k.
Gonfi there playing a beautiful position, and he's going to pick up another one onto Peter. Can he get them all? He's got Mad Mouse and Heisenberg to get. Grenade kill going to come out now, almost certainly from Mad Mouse there. Gonfi had certainly took his fair share of damage at that point and was unable to do any more, but he's done plenty for his team, and we are now in a 3 versus 2. But 25 seconds left on the clock, doesn't look great. Jesus there picking up Heisenberg, all on the shoulders of Mad Mouse, as the book, the diffuser, is going to get picked up, but he has got a lot to do in not a lot of time. It does appear as though they've played, you know, they've both played this very well, and they've both played it very differently on defense. Mad Mouse here almost certainly not going to be able to do much. Daily Die there picking up the hipfire kill with the Vector, getting the headshot. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, sorry, he was in a different position. Sorry, so I thought it was the spectator that watched. He was also putting shots in. But yeah, Ouroboros there have all sort of died at that door for me, and that kind of, you know, did that come about because of the Monty? If we'd have seen a different operator, would we have seen things play out a little bit differently?
I know a lot of the time when Monty's involved in a plant, they like to take the diffuser in with Monty, and he plants it with his, you know, as he turns his back, it obviously puts his shield there, but it doesn't make him indestructible. And personally, sometimes I prefer to see Monty go in without the diffuser and somebody move into plant behind him, because otherwise you get a situation like you've seen there where Gonfi gets a very good C4 toss with the mute, gets it up on the wall behind the Monty sufficiently to get the kill, and then where's the diffuser down? Inside the single doorway. It's 2 free kills for Gonfi there before he gets naded out of it, and then all of a sudden you're in a 4v2, and it's becoming very, very difficult because the diffuser's down in a place that's difficult to retrieve as well. Not to take anything away from Mad Mouse, yet another nade kill. Brings me back to something that you said to me off air earlier, Rex, which was if you're going to play operators that have nades, you better get good with nades. Simple as that. If you're going to play your book, you're going to play your sledge. That's, you know, such an important part of their line out, and that's showing that Mad Mouse here is very, very capable with those nades.
I think that was last night, wasn't it, when we were watching the final?
Yeah, I think it was a point that you made about BC, and we were talking about BC's grenade play, which, you know, being a book main, it's, you know, he is very good with the nades. And Mad Mouse just showing here same sort of qualities. If you're going to take an operator that has, you know, nades as part of the inventory, you better make sure that you can pick the frags up with them or use them correctly. And Mad Mouse,
it speaks to every operator, though. It's like, you know, we always talk about Dan on the C4s. If you're going to take an operator that has a C4, get good with the C4s, because, you know, you really are just giving yourself that extra edge. And, you know, there's a lot more to operators than the ability in the gun. And, you know, you've got to make the most of that utility that you get in your gadget as well, I guess. And I think that may be something we're going to see in the coming season, Parabellum. But sticking on topic, if we can, Ouroboros, they've had a fantastic start on this map, but it is just slipping away ever so slightly. But Bank went very much the same way, I would say. You know, Ouroboros got a good, you know, had some good leads on Bank as well, and You know, they did manage to clutch it out in the end, but Dave Esports certainly didn't go down without a fight, and they are not going down without a fight this time either. We've only seen one attacking win so far, and the run out from Mad Mouse is going to get punished by Feral. Feral is going to get punished by Mad Mouse, apologies, and as Heisenberg picks up the kill onto Gonfi. So it does look as though Ouroboros are going to get the business done right now. Crying picking up the kill onto Jesus. Crying also getting the kill onto Dealey Die. Crying picking up another one onto Zach. Forget everything I just said. Ouroboros are still firmly on top, and that moves them on to match point. Look at that 3K in the end. I understand one of them was already down, but blooming heck, that's impressive.
That must have been all 5 kills in under 10 seconds. I think that just went off. As soon as the Monty went in, the grenade kill came in from Crying this time instead of Mad Mouse. Followed up with 2 more, and that was it. Just game over. No problem at all there. So 5-2, as you said, we are now moving on to match point in favour of Ouroboros, showing there that they are just as capable attacking as defending. Fantastic Monty players from Joe there. He's bringing him out again, and that's absolutely no surprise. You know, he just waited for the right opportunity, moved into Geisha, and just distracted the attention while that nade came in and got the kill. So yeah, fantastic Monty play there from Joe, doing exactly what he needed to do. And moving into this match point round, it is round number 8, and we will see Mirror, Legion, Jaeger, Castle, and Smoke for Dave Esports trying to defend a T and karaoke location.
Gonfi there, I think, just took out at least 2, maybe 3 drones, I believe, unless he was just destroying furniture, but it seemed like he was pretty confident in where he was shooting. I think he may have just got a really nice couple of drone kills there, and that's going to be really big in the prep phase. You're going to want to hunt those drones, and that's just going to make the attacker's job in Ouroboros that little bit harder. We've not seen great things on this objective last time from Ouroboros attacking it. You know, everyone kind of piled in through the single door at the top of White Stairs, and it didn't really go too well, but this time we are seeing a class. Last time Peter was playing on the Blackbeard, and a bit of a role, you know, a bit of an operator swap, but kind of the same idea. You know, you're going to play that from outside, you're going to try and hold an angle through the window and get some kills, and he is looking to pick out, you know, a player on the T-room single window, or maybe at the top of the door perhaps. But everyone on Dave Esports playing pretty tight and not really wanting to give too much away, as this is a big round.
The difficulty, I think, with having the glass out there is the angles, as you could see there, through door and through single window, are both very, very tight angles indeed. And with glass at that range, you are looking most certainly at headshots only. Otherwise, you're looking at a 3-shot kill. So, yeah, you're going to have to be very, very accurate, which these guys are more than capable of, but still not by any means an easy kill. And I think that goes to show in the fact that Peter has just moved up now, and he's going to start pushing a little bit closer in with his teammates at single window, single door. And we're going to see Joe just pressuring the same as he did last time, and he's going to be moving in with the Monty and just trying to get a bit of intel, but this time the mute is not on the board, so the only C4 available will be Mirror, who isn't playing there. So maybe a misstep from Dave this time. You know, the mute really saved them with the C4 onto Monty last time, but they don't have that option this time. It's going to be all down to Smoke. Oh, there's the Mad Mouse nade kill again. I've called it before, and we see it again. In comes the nade kill from IQ, takes the Smoke off the board. How do they stop Monty now with Mad Mouse on a second nade kill? If it was possible to get an ace with nades, I'm pretty sure Mad Mouse would be able to do it.
He's giving it a good go. That's some fantastic utility use there. 2 grenades, 2 kills. You can't ask for more than that. Monty is now in T-room, and Dealey Die is going to be in a tricky situation. Crying there, picking him up. Feral trading it straight back out, leading us into a 4 versus 2. Feral and Jesus got it all to do, and it's not looking great. It looks as though Monty has, you know, pretty much force Jesus down onto the stairs as the diffuser is now going down, although Jesus not going down without a fight, manages to pick up Mad Mouse. Glaz now coming in to try and open up a little bit of wall. Feral there picking up another one onto Joe, so quickly this is turn 2 versus 2, but Peter is going to pick up Jesus. The diffuser is now being hit, but it looks as though it's all going to go Ouroboros' way as Feral gets killed onto Peter, but Heisenberg trading it straight back out, picking up Feral. What a fantastic round, and you know, a fantastic game. Ouroboros have really showed everyone how to play Skyscraper there. What an amazing
Great things from Ouroboros there, absolutely no question. Mad Mouse coming in with the double nade kill. You know, if you're going to take those nades, you expect to get some barbed wire or something, but what a finish from Ouroboros, leaving us with a 2-0 victory after winning on Bank against Dave Esports and then finishing them off on Skyscraper.
Thank you so much, Ace of Pirate and XR Troika, for casting us through those two really interesting and definitely worth watching matchups. But as I say that, this is it for today's Playday.